I told you the 4-day work week was coming to America. I told you. I told you it was coming. Now, I did not tell you that I endorse it, so don't read into anything that I'm saying. I'm just going to show you the facts or the reported facts, and I'll give you my opinion on it in a minute. But I didn't say I'm endorsing the 4-day work week. If I went out on the streets of Nashville today with a camera crew and I talked to 100 people on the streets and I said, would you be in favor of a 4-day work week? I promise you right now, 100 people would say yes. This I know. So what's really happening here? And how will it impact you? All right, let's look into this. This is from the LA Times. And the article is saying it is now happening. A 32-hour work week. So this is still based on an 8-hour workday. More on that in a moment. But you get 40 hours of pay. Okay. So it is effectively making Fridays, if we look at a traditional week, for many companies as they're testing this and piloting this, it is effectively making your Friday like a paid holiday. I could just hear the people right now. I feel like it's that scene from Les Mis, you know? Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? You know, it's like people are just like, yes, 4-day work week, woohoo! Everybody calm down. I don't think mass adoption is close. Gun Interactive, which is a video game manufacturer in Kentucky. Their chief executive, Wes Keltner, has made the decision to go to a 4-day work week. He said, you have a finite well of creativity in your body. When it's tapped, it's tapped. After that, you do subpar work. I agree with that statement. I absolutely agree with that statement. While few companies have formally adopted the 4-day work week, it is on the menu for some employers as they try to figure out how to deal with the hybrid work schedules that so many employees like. Hybrid work, if you're unfamiliar with this concept, is you're in the office some and you're working remotely the rest of the time. It's very different for companies how they decide to apply that. And you've got a lot of CEOs, presidents, owners of companies, large and small, that want people back in the office for all of the obvious reasons. And this is where I will say I absolutely endorse and am in favor of people being in the office together, working together. I am not anti-remote work. I'm not anti-hybrid. I am for the unbelievable chemistry and juice and collaboration and culture building that being in an office does. Why? Because I will tell you that I believe unequivocally we were made to relate and create. Relate is relationship, create is occupation. And we relate and create better when we're around people. So I do think it is the best option. Here come the hate mails. Ken, why'd you say you hate remote work? Some clown on YouTube went after me because I talked about the fact that I don't think remote work is a silver bullet. I don't think it's great for everybody or every company. And some young YouTuber was like, Ken Coleman thinks that remote work is irrelevant. He's the moron. You know, look, here's my beef. If you want to criticize me, then why don't you play what I said that you disagree with, word for word, and then criticize that? Game on. Come on, baby. I love being criticized. But at least do me the honor and the dignity of knowing what I said. And then we shall have an exchange of ideas. All right. So this CEO has said this is working for him. Fewer than 20% of U.S. workers come to the office on Fridays these days. Anyway, this is new data. So without officially making the 4-day work week a thing, it kind of is for most workers in America, if you've got less than 20% actually working on a Friday anyway. All right? So that's interesting. All right, now let's just look at the landscape of work and how we got where we are today, because I think it's important. So in the Industrial Revolution, it was commonplace for workers to work 100 hours a week. This is in America. There weren't unions, and it was just like you worked and you worked and you worked, and it was just the way it was. Henry Ford popularized the 8-hour workday in the 1920s. Innovator, and he decides, you know what? We're going to go to an 8-hour workday. Good for you, Henry Ford, right? So everybody likes that idea. Huge change, huge shift. Everybody's in favor. But it took a while until the Great Depression. So Ford comes out with the 8-hour workday in the 20s, but it doesn't become the norm until the Great Depression. And since then, we've been going at this clip for 80 years now where it's kind of the norm. Now, there was a bill in California, and this is why I don't think this is going to be mass adopted. So everybody put your pitchforks down and get yourself a cup of coffee and a comfortable seat, because I don't think this is happening in mass quickly. Here's why. In California, where everything goes, I mean, those people out in California will pass a bill on just about anything, and it doesn't have to make sense at all. And even in California, it died. California was like, whoa, this is a little too wacky even for us. Why? The California Chamber of Commerce said that the bill would significantly increase labor costs, expose employers to litigation, and impose requirements that would be impossible to comply with. I'm not taking their position. I'm just saying you got California businesses going, this thing is a giant furry hairball, and we don't like it. We need to figure this out. Now, I also should point out that in New Zealand, there's been a very exhaustive study, and it has been implemented, and all the data comes back, not surprisingly, that employees like it. However, I had a guest on this show, a small businesswoman out of California, that said we implemented it for a while, and it ended up causing more stress for our people. So all I'm saying is don't get too excited about all this 4-day work week stuff, because this is not going to be a one-size-fits-all application, number one. I know this for a fact because, again, I had a guest on this show who talked about it. They scrapped it. They go, we like the ideas around it, but it ended up creating a lot of stress for people because they were like working like crazy Monday through Thursday and feeling all this pressure to cram a bunch of work into 4 days, and they find that their mind was on work when they had the extra day off. Just giving you one example. So the idea here is it's less to me about adopt a 4-day work week. Let us work remote anywhere all the time, or hybrid's the way to go. I think it's less about that. I think the leaders and businesses that will really tap into this unrest around where I work and how I work, the ones that will win this one are the ones that understand what is the desire underneath it all. And I'm going to talk more about this on the show, but I'm going to give it to you right now and let you stew on it. It's autonomy. People want liberty and freedom to vote how they want to vote, love how they want to love, believe what they want to believe, and don't forget work how they want to work. It's autonomy.